Hey blog buddies, time for another update. I'm sorry I haven't done any updates in the last few days, but I've been pretty busy trying to get back to Australia, and I had a quick visit down to Melbourne as well to see A, and yeah, I've had a pretty good time. Been just trying to get back into the swing of things, catch up with all the work. As you can see, I'm wearing a beanie again because it's freezing cold here in Sydney, and even worse in Melbourne. It's bloody freezing down there. Um, so yeah, last time I left off on the updates, I'd been delayed, and I was about to spend some time in LA. To be honest, I was pretty pissed off when they told me that I was going to have to spend another day there. But it had a silver lining because it meant that I got a chance to see a part of America that I wasn't going to get a chance to see. Um, and for a while I was annoyed. I was just going to stay in the hotel room, but I thought, what a waste of an opportunity, you know? So I got myself on a tour and headed out of the hotel and managed to get to see Venice Beach. That was great. I never thought I was going to be standing on Venice Beach, so, you know, having my feet in the sand was fantastic and enjoying the sun. I like when I go to places to not just look. I like to be able to use my other senses. I like to touch and smell, and I think like standing in the middle of Times Square with my eyes closed and just breathing in the atmosphere and the sounds. It's such a different way to experience a place or to experience something, and we rely on what we can see so much. That I think it's worth taking that time out and using those other senses to experience a place and experience something. I wasn't as impressed by LA as I was by New York. I mean, I went to Hollywood Boulevard. That was pretty amazing. I got to see Michael Jackson's Star, which was something I wanted to see because it's the anniversary of his death. And I got to see things like the Chinese cinema and that sort of stuff. The Hollywood sign was fantastic. Got to go to Rodeo Drive. I wasn't that impressed by Rodeo Drive. It was fancy, but I can see fancy shops here in Sydney. Um, I think that if you go to a city, you want to experience parts of the city that are interesting, and shops and things like that are the sort of thing that they're fun to do, and it's fun to go on holidays and go shopping, but, I'd rather see some other stuff. I've done a lot of the touristy things actually on my trip, and that is not necessarily the way I would like to travel, but because of the time that I've had, seeing things like, the Empire State Building and Central Park and Times Square and Venice Beach and those kinds of things are the things that I really wanted to do first, and check out those landmarks. I know that I would definitely will be back to America because I've fallen in love with New York, and I would love to spend 2 or 3 months there and just really experience the city and really experience the East Coast of the States. I think that would be fantastic. So got back from LA and flew into Sydney, which is freezing, and headed down to Melbourne and caught up with A for a little bit. Melbourne was freezing too, but we had a good time. And now I'm just catching up on work, catching up on my emails, and I'm going to be catching up on the blog. So I'm keeping these talkies down to 4 minutes again, so it's easier for you to watch and easier for me to post. But stay tuned because there's going to be a lot more. There's so much to talk about on this trip, and not just about things that I've seen, but about things that I've noticed, things that I've learned, and hopefully it'll give you some insight too into what it was like for me traveling. So stay tuned, guys.